the first thing with writing it down, I don't remember exactly what was the prompt question, but I would just write down whatever was on my mind or something before going to sleep. And it gave me the sense of closed loop. Because a lot of times with thoughts, I just go in the loop. And
Yeah,
something about it gave me a closed loop where
yeah,
I felt like it's done. So there's no reason to keep going.
yeah,
Um, and with that, I have a question about people who have a lifestyle of being an entrepreneur because a lot of times with job, once you finish the job, you're done, you go home and you don't, well, you probably might think about it, but there's more of that closed loop of I'm going to get back to whatever I need to do when I'm going to get back to work tomorrow. With
yeah,
entrepreneurship, for the most part, there's endless lists of to do stuff. And there's no real closed loops because you know that whatever I didn't finish tomorrow, I have to continue, or what I didn't finish today, I have to continue tomorrow. So there's no closed loop. It's
yeah,
just continuously going.
yeah.
Um, how to navigate that?
It's a really difficult one, and it's one that's kind of, it's bigger than just sleep. Really, it is one of the big reasons that burnout is so common, so prevalent amongst entrepreneurs, business owners, because you're never off work when you're a business owner, when you're self-employed, when you're working for yourself. You're always, even if you're not actively working, you're always thinking about it, aren't you? You're always thinking about how you can further your business or how to improve your customer experience or whatever. So it's a really difficult one. I think that there is no simple answer to this. The advice that I do have for it is that um, looking after yourself is so important. When you start to when you start to eat into your self-care time, and that includes sleep. Sleep is a massive part of self-care, if not the big, well, probably is the biggest thing you can do for self-care. When you start eating into your self-care time, that is going to be a downhill shortcut to burnout. There's no question about that. And so with self-care, the things that are going to be really important in that situation are making sure you're exercising regularly. Movement exercise, so important. Make sure you're eating well. So, this tendency skipping meals and and microwave meals to save time and that sort of a thing is not good for your physical or mental health in the long run. Making sure you're taking some time out in your day for rest and relaxation, taking breaks throughout the day. It will make you more productive when you go back to your desk after that break. Finding something that will be that will take your mind off things, that will be your little kind of relaxation headspace kind of thing. So whether that's meditation, whether that's going for a walk every day, you need to find that kind of you time to really kind of de-stress and wind down. And of course, making sure you get sufficient sleep and you have a good wind down routine, and good sleep habits is super important.
Yeah, yeah, I think it really aligns with that. Um, the the more busy you are, the more important those rituals and habits are, but the most likely we are to neglect them at that
It's
time.
so true. It's so true. And that's why there's this kind of middle ground where we do neglect it. But when you look at the very top and you look at the CEOs of major companies and executive boards of major companies, that's a lot of who we work with. When people get to really kind of high powered jobs where the stress is intense, they know by and large that sleep is really important. And so they're much more forward thinking about things at that point. So my message is, don't let it get to that point. A lot of the time they've been through really difficult times to get to where they have got to, and they don't want to go back there again, and that's why they're kind of being more proactive. But yeah, my message is don't go through those times in the first place. Make sure you're looking after yourself all the way through. It doesn't have to cost any money, and the time that you put into it is time much better spent than spending extra time on your work, because putting a little bit of time into self-care will increase your productivity and your effectiveness when you are working significantly. So it's a false economy to skip on that.
Yeah, it's a good reminder in some ways to prioritize yourself so that you can show up for your business, for your clients, whatever is the case.
100%.
But a lot of times we prioritize business, clients, instead of us, not looking at us like I'm the asset that needs to show up, so I
Absolutely.
need to
It's
take care of
it, it's
myself
the it's
first.
the it's the oxygen mask analogy, right? When that plane's going down, if you don't put your oxygen mask on first, you can't help anybody else in that plane. You need to put your oxygen mask on first and make sure that you can breathe so that you can then help everyone else.